Let's see. Do we want someone want to offer to give a opening prayer?
I will.
Okay.
Father in heaven, we're thankful to be here this evening, to be able to work together on these assignments and learn from each other, and be able to understand this system in business, how it works, and so that we can use it in our lives. We're thankful for the gospel. We're thankful for education and for the blessing we have of attending these classes. We are grateful for our testimonies. Help us to be strong. Help us to be good representatives of thee out in the world. We love thee very much. Please bless our families and all that we are all working towards and doing. And we say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Does anyone want to give a spiritual thought or? If not, that's cool. We can move on. All right. So review the summary data from the negotiation results. Which team had the highest pre-money value?
So I guess we have to discuss it first? Like,
I thought we were supposed to. We need to negotiate first.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's true. We do need to. Okay.
well, I guess we already gave our terms. Give us your terms. Or show it to us however you guys prefer.
All right. So, as we put together kind of our term sheet, we noticed some similarities, but some slight differences with your guys' term sheet, which I thought was kind of encouraging. It's nice to see that we weren't coming in too far apart from each other. So let me pull up some stuff here. So our initial pre-money value, we wanted to do it in 2 stages like you did, a Series A and a Series B, with a pre-money value of $6.5 million, with you guys investing $2 million in Series A, which will leave us a post-money value of $8.5 million and an ownership structure of 76% and 24%. And then in Series B, we end up with you guys investing $1.5 million to give us an overall post-money value of $9.75 million with an ownership structure of 67% and 33%. We matched your option pool at 15%. And then I think the other terms we were talking about were we wanted a 4-member board of directors with both the founders and then one of the VC firm guys and a third-party outsider approved by both of us. I think those were our stipulations.
Yeah, so not that far off.
Is there anywhere we can see that? It's a lot to memorize, and I already forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
Me.
Just don't show them our secret stuff.
No, that's what I'm trying to arrange here, is not putting it in the secret stuff.
You can, like, if it's on Excel, you can just put an image over it, like a shape or something.
True.
I don't know. I think Juliana has X-ray vision.
I'll find a way to hack it.
I'll hide that.
Go on a new tab.
I'll just hide everything. This can go away. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So it's not going to look exactly like your guys's, but it'll show the gist of everything.
And then just remember one more board seat. That was the major difference there.
Right.
I mean, the only other difference outside of the numbers.
Okay, so I'm gonna maybe start just saying a few things that we need to talk about. So how did you guys get your pre-money valuation? Because that's kind of high.
Well, we have 2 other offers from 2 other VC firms. And this is basically right in the middle of the pre-money valuations they gave us on their term sheets. So we kind of took a middle ground.
Yeah, one of them was 4.5 million on the lower end, and the other one came up with 7.5 million.
Yeah, because we, in all honesty,
Very credible.
We took the industry like median that they gave us in the case.
Right.
We didn't have any other like basis because your guys' cost, I guess, predictions are pretty stable. Like they're understandable, and they're fine. We have no problem with like your cost of goods sold, your earnings before interest. What we like worry about, I guess, is your prediction for your revenue stream, which is obviously pretty optimistic. And still it's a risky business because I guess as a VC firm, we not only can make this deal quick and give you the capital that you need, but also like give you advice with our key partners. And it's not worth it for us if it's too risky, and it might just be another fad, West Coast fad. It's not completely proven in the East Coast, even though you guys want to expand. So that's why we took the lower, I guess, just what the industry gave us, the 4.5 that they gave us?
4.2 million.
Yeah, it's 4 point. Yeah. Yours was 4.2. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's kind of what I mean. The kids didn't really give us any other option to look at.
Right.
In all honesty, so that's what we took out of it, especially on our part of the case. We just go with whatever the industry is saying. And maybe another thing is we agree with the Series A and B, but because that would mitigate our risk in case you guys are also like, if it's risky, if we see it's not working, we can get out of it with something, If you guys were to fail at that point, it wouldn't be too good for you guys, right? With the Series A and the Series B, it'd be downhill from there. But for us, it just mitigates the risk in case something happens, So that's why we chose that. Although it's not super.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And is there anything else, Kevin, that and Brandon? I think we're still going to maintain the 2 million and the 1 million.
Yeah. 1.5, right?
No, 2 and 1, with a total of 3 million in investment.
We had 1.5. Yeah. Was there some stipulations of whether what would determine if you're going to do the Series B?
Just like if we could buy it at the same share price, basically. It's just riskier because if you guys grow, then we would have to pay like more per share. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why we offered less in the Series B than the Series A. And
So if we could get,
go ahead, Kevin.
If we get some kind of guarantee, if we could get the same share price like she's saying, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I don't think we had to do that with our other offer, did we?
What's that?
I don't think we had to do that with the other offer we got. We just had to hit certain milestones.
Yeah, we had to hit a certain level of revenue and break even by a certain point.
Yeah.
Or break even with our EBIT by a certain point.
And is that to be considered for Series B funding?
Yeah, that would be considered Series B funding.
Yeah, for us is more like, I guess, our part of the case mentioned mostly how it would be more expensive, didn't say anything specifically other than that. But I mean,
I guess. Well, I'm sorry. I don't keep going, Juliana. You guys finish what you're gonna say.
what else? Well, I don't know. Like for us, what our part of the case said is that we're willing to, you guys need 2.5 million basically to spend, and we're willing to give you 3 million. And I think that's the max we can offer is 3 million.
Okay.
And
Yeah, we're meant to do that.
and so
That's weird, right?
are you guys sharing something?
Oh, sorry. That was another screen. These are actually and I don't know if we're supposed to show you this or not. I don't want to get in trouble, but this is the term sheet for the other two offers.
We had a second PDF that was an additional like 3 pages, just outlining that there were 2 other offers and details about it.
Our second PDF basically said how you guys are like, and I don't know if we're supposed to share, but I don't think it matters too much, but it said how you guys are like really risky. And basically the investment that we're doing is for this guy. What's his name?
Rodriguez
No.
or Cantor?
Yeah. It's basically for him because his experience in that is basically for him to like introduce the health kind of thing into the VC company, which thinks that the investment is, even Rodriguez said that it's not too worth it for him. But Cantor's kind of like pushing at it and saying, how it could work. And they even told them like this company has like one chance in whatever to be successful, and it's highly unlikely to reach like the revenue that you guys had for 5 years.
Right.
But Cantor's still like trying to pitch something that would work for both parties.
And that's why we're negotiating.
But yeah, so that's why they only gave him like 3 million. That's the max they could do it, because in case it did go the other way, 3 million wasn't a loss, kind of, for the VC company.
Okay.
But I can show you guys like what we had, just like real quick.
Well, we want to make our pitch first and then maybe do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
that's fine.
Because this, like I said, this was our initial pitch here, and obviously we had a few more pieces of information than you guys did, knowing we had other options if we can't come to grounds with something that works for the both of us. We do have other places to go, different options. Like I said, we took the middle point on our pre-money valuation, based on what they were going to give us. With 2 million in Series A, and 1.5 is what we were going to ask for in Series B. Jason, I'm going to pull an audible and say I'd probably be happy with 1 million in Series B.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that would change things like this, there. And knowing that we had asked for a 4-person, what's that called? Board of directors.
Yeah.
With both the founders maintaining voting rights on the board of directors. Seeing what you guys had presented, I think we'd be more than happy to give up that 4th board member spot and make. I think Maxwell is the one you guys had listed as just an observational member.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we could definitely give up on. Let you guys have the 3 board members with.
That's 2 points we could come down on.
Right. And then
Okay, so the 1 million in Series B, and then the 3 board members.
The 3 board members, and then the
Okay.
other thing too I was thinking about is maybe even throwing some additional stipulations similar to what our other offers have for Series B. Maybe we prove to you that we're going to be able to do a certain level of revenue and break even at a certain point before you guys even offer the Series B. I think we'd be okay with that. Jason?
Yeah. There's really, I mean, I think that, that would be great. There's really only one point that we have in addition, in exchange for all that, revisiting that pre-money valuation. Is that what we're looking at, Josh?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You guys give us the pre-money valuation. We'll give you your board member structure. We'll decrease our Series B financing and throw in stipulations for acquiring the Series B financing.
Like Juliana said, it is risky. However, only a very small percent of these companies succeed, but it is the ones that kind of catch on, like we've recently done in this company with social media, with, people that the trendsetters in the industry, kind of that's what makes it successful time and time again. So that's what we're looking at. That's why you see some of our numbers, I think, be on the optimistic side. Because we've got people knocking on our door, retailers, national retailers looking to stock our products, and we just need the cash to make it happen.
I like all of those points you'll give up on. It sounds good to me.
Yeah, there's only one problem. I'm looking at, like, how they give us a range of what's worth it and what's not, and that equity range that we would get in Series A with what you guys said would not be worth it. Like, the VC doesn't do it, basically, if it's not above a certain level, a certain percentage of ownership.
What's that level?
It's 29%. It has to be, like, that's the bare minimum, like, literally, that they can do. And with that initial valuation, it'd just be a little too much. But, yeah. So that's kind of why the valuation was like that. I mean, even if we would take the average of the industry, not the median, even just the average of what all of those companies have done, successful or not, the average is would give us here, let me do it real quick, evaluation of, and that's just based on whatever it said, the case, that it would be 5,800,000 basically.
Right.
And that, like, I guess for the VC, that's kind of at the higher top of things, since it's like the average, which is higher than the median.
And that applies to just Series A?
Just Series A, yeah. Yeah. But I think the make or break is that in Series A, we need at least 29% ownership.
29%.
Punching in the numbers, just, that would give us, one of the ways to do it is a pre-money valuation of 5 million, and we would get the 2 million. That gives 71% our side versus 29%. I don't know.
That's still 800,000 higher than our valuation. So that's giving you some more room there.
But what do you guys think of a single round? What do you guys think of that?
That was kind of our main. I think that was the first thing we talked about knocking out, was not doing a single round.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular reasons, or?
What did we talk about, Jason? I can't remember.
We ran some scenarios and just saw us getting a better ownership out of the two.
Yeah, in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah, because we thought, like, we followed some scenarios too, and with a single round versus how we planned to the Series A and Series B, it was like the difference wasn't huge in your ownership, and we would invest from 2.5 million to 2.8 million, not the 3 million entirely, so you guys don't get too diluted. So you guys would still own the bigger portion of the company that way. And so the only reason we kind of have that in our, like, options, if you guys want that, is because if something were to happen to the company and you guys were doing a Series A and Series B, you guys would be seriously in the hole. Versus a single round, you you just get the capital and you have a buffer if something goes wrong. The trade-off is that you guys would get less equity, right? But in our numbers, it was only like 8% less. And so I don't. We didn't discard it just because of that. But
Right.
I mean, with that being said,
You kept everything else the same. You're saying the pre-money valuation was the same in a single round scenario.
Yeah. Pre-money was the same, 4.2. Everything was the same based on just they didn't give us like, oh, they're worth this, they're worth that. We just took like whatever they gave us with the industry.
So is it a 58-42% for a single round? Is that the ownership split?
No, it's 60-40.
60-40.
I can show you guys like real quick. I've kind of taken away what kind of hidden what we did, our secrets, I guess, but I don't think it really matters. So, do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to give you background, this is like the value to the sales average. A lot of them are the 0 point something. Higher ones were like 3. There's a 4.8 right here. That's being optimistic, I think. So we just took the case gives the median, but we also use the average just in case. And we assumed that you guys grew twice, like 2 times for Series B in your revenue. So we did that money multiplier, I guess. But with that pre-money valuation and with us just doing 2.8, you guys would get 60, we would get 40. And then with the Series A, you guys would get 68% versus us 32. So for us, it wasn't like a huge difference, so that's why we didn't get rid of it altogether.
So 2.8. Why is it 2.8 instead of 3?
Well, we can do 3. The thing is, if we do 3, your ownership would dilute. So we just kind of want to make it look better for you guys. So
okay,
I mean,
that's where I got. Okay, that's where I got the 58-42. Okay.
It'd be better for us to do 3 million, of course, but obviously for you guys, maybe that wouldn't look as well. But
it's really funny to look at those numbers and see where we're at Series B wise, because under our stipulations, decreasing that Series B investment, it gives us in the long run the same exact ownership structure at the pre-money valuation we had. I'm more just making an observation. That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll share my screen again because you can see that it's the exact same 68-32% split.
yeah. Yeah.
For the Series B, you're saying?
Yeah, for this. Well, yeah. So after Series B, so after everything's all said and done, and the other thing too is to consider the 15% option pool. That's coming out of our ownership. That's not coming out of your ownership structure. So you take another 15% off of our 68% ownership here. You're down at 53%.
Yeah. So considering knowing that we're willing to do everything 3 million Series A and also willing to do Series A and Series B, what are you guys leaning towards?
I think for me the fact that we have 2 other options, both with pre-money valuations. I mean, I guess one of them's closer to yours, but we have a Series A, Series B funding option with a pre-money valuation of $7.5 million, and an ownership structure that's pretty similar to this. I would, if you guys aren't okay with our term sheet, it's just we have other options.
Oh, that sounded like a mic drop.
Walk away.
What does DuPont have like? And I don't know, maybe they don't. But why would you guys consider us in the first place?
Well, considering you guys in the first place is we like you guys. You're really nice to work with.
Thank you.
First ones that came to us, I think.
Yeah, we just don't have the term sheet yet, so.
Does experience do anything with it, like with the partnerships and stuff?
Your investment is a little bit higher than what they're willing to invest. So we get more money through your investment.
Well, one of them's the same, right?
Yeah, but that's the one that is the one shot
The
funding.
one shot. That's right. Yeah.
Well,
So we get the.
We're close.
And-
We're close on this, guys.
Yeah, we're super close, and I mean we're willing to concede on 4 of our 5 points
Everything in exchange for one little
just to
One little
work with
thing
you
there.
guys.
because for us, as,
value.
yeah, this for us, as long as that we get an ownership above 29, it's worth it. Like, just because of everything that the VC offers and the risk, like they just won't take anything below that. So like the only problem with that is that 24% ownership in the Series A. Like that's just not in like the realm of what it's possible for them.
What if we throw in all the MuMate they can drink? You know, just stock it at the office.
Yeah, like, and for us, it's like mostly what the key said is that we're the only like strong points is like our range of investment because of the risk. And even Rodriguez, that was like really like optimistic and good to you guys. You guys liked them. He even said like, "Hey, be careful. This is like 1 in this chance of, you know." But Cantor kind of like pushing for it. But the only like stipulation is to change the CEO. Basically, that's like a strong one that they want, and that the board is an odd number, just because if not, the vote would be locked. If 2 people voted yes and 2 no, you know, so it's not really smart to do that. So having an odd number is what they want.
Julian, I think we might be able to work with him a little bit on the equity ownership. I think we're allowed to go down to 25%.
25. Let me see. I'm checking our case, the Part B side.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm fine with sharing the secrets. It's not like whatever.
Yeah. Well, we already showed you our secrets. These are the term sheets for the other 2 options.
The whole kimono.
I'll literally like read what like our limitations are. It says any valuation that gave DuPage more than a 28.7 equity stake, or any post valuation below 10.45 million should meet our hurdle rate.
What's your hurdle rate?
It's let's see. We have to have a 25% return on our 3 million investment. So that's not talking about equity. That's just the return we need.
Right.
So they even calculated stuff like the expected value from your guys' exit, like in 2015, let's say, was 20.4 million. That's what like middle of the line exit value for you guys would be in 2015. Like in their numbers, they calculated it. So that's kind of where we got that range. So anything between that is, even at the lower end, as long as it's above that 28.7, it's like good.
So
we're back to 28.
20.7. Yeah. So like we're willing to give more pre-money, just as long as that's like, I guess it meets that.
I'm reading in a different spot here, and it says allowing for dilution from later rounds. That meant DPV typically aimed for 25% to 40% equity stake when it was the sole investor in Series A. So doesn't that mean we can work with them a little bit?
Oh, if we did 1.5 instead of the 2, you mean?
Yeah, what if we do
Oh.
Maybe we could do
1.5 Series A, 1.5 in Series B? That'll give us the. I mean, 25%. It's not much less, but it'll still give you a higher pre-money valuation,
Could offer.
and that will be within the means, within the standards that our VC firm has set.
Oh, let's plug that in, see how it looks like. So 1.5 on both. I mean, are you guys okay with that? The 1.5 in both, or do you guys want more initially?
I think if we could drop the
looking for-
stipulation for Series B, we might consider it.
Got the stipulation, yeah. I
What,
think
sorry?
you wouldn't work.
As long as you guarantee Series B financing. Might, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah.
Or do we need that 2.5 or 2 million up front?
See, that's the thing. We were talking about that in our pre-meeting. It doesn't. We were trying to figure out if we need all the money. You know, how much money we need to get production going, because it looks like they got to ramp up pretty fast, but it doesn't give us specifics about that. So I don't know.
Well,
I wouldn't think so.
in our case, like it explained kind of what would happen to you guys with a single versus an A and a B. I don't know why I gave that information, but basically said that if everything goes well, like perfectly, A and B is like the best option for you guys. You get more ownership. But if there were
Right.
to be some type of setback, that would really affect you guys. Like if anything happened, didn't go as you guys expected it, you know, a Series B investment would be highly unlikely from anyone.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's only like risk. Whereas a single round, you just get the money and you're out, you know. But you guys get less ownership. So, yeah, I mean that's what they put in our side of the case. But if we were to give you guys like 2.8 million upfront with a pre-money valuation of 5.8 million, post-money of 8.6 million, you guys would get 68% and we would get 32%. Just that's the single round. And that would like meet our requirements with that single round.
Right.
That's an option, just throwing it out there.
What was it? 68 and what?
And 32. We would get 32, you guys would get 68. If we were to give you guys 2.8, just like.
So that's the same as your Series A. What's your?
I bumped up the pre-money, like I had it at 4.2. I bumped it up to 5.8. Your pre-money value.
Yeah. I'm just comparing your original offer. So.
Oh, okay.
What do you
Yeah,
guys
so-
think?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to me that the ownership like is diluting too much. You know, it's like in the late 60s to early like 70s, and it doesn't.
Josh, that would keep our ownership would be higher than at the end of a second round, right? I mean, so
If we do what?
if we just took it all in one round,
So
I'm trying to think of
one
the
round of-
negatives.
And taking the
So one
15%
round of
off from the options.
financing. Yeah, come on.
One round of financing, and if that's the case, then we would have more ownership than we would at the end of 2 rounds.
So the pre-money value is what? 5.8.
Yeah. So if you take 3 million times 1.95, which is the average of the industry, that gives you 5,861,538. So almost 6.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom very quick. I didn't time this good. Sorry. Be right back. I don't have a cup nearby. Oh, pretend I didn't say that.
Right. So you have 5.8 in the pre-money value with an investment of $2.8 million, right?
Right.
And a post-money value of 8.6.
Right.
And then our ownership structure, I guess not rounding, or if you're rounding, is 67 and 33.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
That still gives you 52% after the options are
with
taken
my
out as well.
numbers, it would be 67.7% you guys, but that's because the pre-money is a little higher.
So it's just over 5.8.
Yep.
Okay. And let's see. So you consider our 15% option again, something we have to consider.
And we can even go lower. Like, we're willing to change that. Initially, ours was like 20%, but to make it more like attractive, we made it 15%. So, I mean, we could even go down to like 12 or 11%, if that's like convenient for you guys.
And without Jason here, I don't know, because if we bumped your investment up to $3 million with one round, it does dilute our ownership a little bit, but by 1%.
Right.
Okay, I'm back.
Could you guys do $3 million with one round?
If we did that, we would need a new CEO instead of Maxwell, somebody with more experience.
Done.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That was easy.
Well, we're talking about just one round of Series A.
Mm-hmm.
If you see my screen,
Yeah.
so 5.8.
And we would increase the option pool from 15 to like, what did we say? 10%?
Yeah, we can do 10. Our range is from 10 to 20, so we'll give you a good deal, guys.
So what's your, on one round of financing, what's your ownership stipulation? Is
Yeah,
it still at 29%?
We would have with
Yeah.
one round with the 3 million. Let me see. Let me just change it to 3. Be 34 and 66.
Well, I just meant, do you guys have, is your cap still 28%? Is that or your floor? It has to be over 28%?
Yeah, with the single round, yes. I think because it's riskier with the Series A and B, maybe like Kevin said, 26 would be like still all right. But I think because we're giving it all the money we can, yeah.
So what if we kept our pre-money valuation at 6.5 from our deal? You guys invest $3 million. That gives us ownership structure of 68%, and you guys still have the 32%. Just by bumping that pre-money value, we'll give you your CEO, but we'll keep our ownership, our option pool at 15%.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
If you see, if you look at my screen?
Yeah. So you want to keep the option pool at 15%.
So we'll keep the option pool at 15%. We'll give you your CEO, but you give us our pre-money value of 6.5 and invest $3 million. Gives us a post-money value of 9.5. And then ownership structure of 68 and 32.
Let's do it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
So we get that money. You guys keep your CEO. So that'd be what, a 3 board member with Taylor, Rodriguez, and a third party guy approved by both of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
And then, and then Maxwell would be an observing board member, right?
Yeah.
Not a voting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what it says is like in our part B of the case. So we need the 3 board members comprised by our CEO, one of our partners, and an outsider recommended by you guys and us. Yeah.
Right. So that's what we just talked about. And then we get our pre-money valuation. We end up with the same ownership structure as we would in a Series A and B financing. with less risk of going into Series B if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I don't. Seems win-win-win to me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Virtual handshake.
Boom.
Go get some sushi.
Accepted.
Boom diggity.
Hey, so now that we're done, why? That's a lot better for us than you guys, right? Because if you did the Series A and B, you would only be out $2 million. If something went wrong, you wouldn't have given up that third million. Is that right, or am I missing something? And because Series A, you got better. Well, I guess you got less ownership.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's the trade-off.
If we even went into Series C, the more series we go, the more ownership they're going to gain. But they're taking the risk on us being able to perform and do well. So.
Yeah. So like the single round is assuming that you guys are going to do well. Because if you guys don't, then too bad for Cantor. He might get fired. But
right. Because he's
really like putting his neck on the line there.
It'd be really interesting to see how this case turned out, to see if they made it. I've never heard of MuMate or however you say it.
That's a fake company.
Oh, is this a fake one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Oh. Yeah, bummer. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't want to be stubborn, but it's hard to give up pre-money valuations when you have two other companies and we're kind of right in the middle of them.
We gave up everything else.
Yeah, thank you. Our CEO is going to take us to great places.
Hopefully.
Right.
Me and Josh are going to the Bahamas or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
We got the money. Screw this now.
When's our IPO? We'll just sell out and be done.
Yeah, well, that sounds good, guys. I'm glad we came to a consensus.
All right.
We have to take that post link.
What's that?
We have to take the survey thing again.
Oh, yeah.
Where is that?
Ours was in an email from the teacher.
Another email?
So we have to take it a second time?
We had one to take before and one to take after, but it was specific to our side. And also in our email it says that you guys didn't have the same survey, so maybe you guys only have one.
Maybe. So is it in the same email? Maybe we just missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's in the same email for us.
I didn't see anything else.
Maybe if we don't have to do it, Kevin.
Yeah, I don't think we do because it's not in the email. It's not
Yeah, I only see the one in the email.
Well, okay, then I think that's all we have to do, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, didn't Brandon have some questions we need to go over? Isn't that how this started?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, it seems like we just going through, it kind of answered like all of them. Just as we were discussing it. Because it just kind of asked about like which team had the highest pre-money value and the lowest. And so, I mean, we talked about all that kind of stuff and like what we were asking for in the deal. So.
I did have a question though. After we're done negotiating, you guys said your post-money valuation for Series B was $13.4 million. I was confused and wondering how you guys got to that number.
Which one?
So in the email Kevin sent us for the proposed terms, the post-money valuation is $6.2 million for Series A and $13.4 million for Series B.
Yeah. So are you asking about the pre-money or that post-money in Series B?
Well, the post-money, I mean, post-money is your pre-money plus your investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
for Series
post-money,
we just did like a growth multiplier. So we were like I guess positive about it, and we assumed that you guys would grow twice as much by Series B,
Okay.
So that
So
would
there's
make
revenue.
pre-money value, like pre-money value increase. So you founders would have a higher
Okay.
value for your company. And then that would increase our value too that we invested initially. And then
I thought your pre-money valuation when Series B was always based on what was invested in the Series A. So I thought your pre-money valuation from Series B would be your post-money valuation for Series A. Does that make sense?
yeah, and the video with Brother Crawford, he explained that, you usually like assume that by Series B the company has grown, right?
Okay,
like
that makes sense.
more. So we assumed like it's pretty like I guess a big growth, like you growing twice as much as like optimistic, I would say. Because it could have been,
no,
1.5.
that
So
makes-
we just 2 times, yeah.
So do you guys?
Then again, if you guys don't need that, then it would be risky for you not to do that.
Well, we gotta sell to be alive. So, so do you guys need the final terms that we were able to agree on?
I just screenshotted your screen from what you had there.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say 3 board member team, VC guy, Taylor, third party guy, 15%.
then it was 68 and 32, right? Is that
32%. Yeah, I'm trying to just put all of what we talked about down.
Yeah.
So no stipulations because we don't need them with no Series B.
Just doing it quick and simple.
New CEO.
Oh, new CEO. That was the other one.
Could you send those to us, Josh?
And then 15% in the option pool.
Pool. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
How do you guys want me? Do you guys want just a screenshot of it? Like if I snip it, is that going to be okay?
Yeah, if you snip it, it's fine. I mean, I have it in my Excel. I just kind of followed what you said, but yeah, if you just snip it, it's fine.
That'd be great.
So do we have to do our normal? I didn't look. I should have looked. Our normal.
I think there is somewhat of a
Analysis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I kind of just did a video with like not about the negotiation because it's kind of separate, but about, why they should do a single round versus a Series A or B, or go with angels or with other asset loans. Like they give several options at the end of what they were looking at.
Well, they're not getting a loan from a bank. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. So that you have half of your hypothesis now. The bank won't loan to them. So.
Did you guys get that email, the snip?
Yes, thank you very much. Perfect.
Who's Mark Brown?
That's our
It's
teacher.
our professor.
I thought his name was Tony.
Yeah, I think it's Tony Mark
Tony?
Brown.
Tony Mark. That's weird.
I thought it was brother.
Oh wait. Wait, maybe you're right. Wait 1 second. Maybe I sent it to the wrong email.
You see,
I was like, he's got our snip.
What
So.
the frick is this?
getting all our info.
I think this is right though.
The guy's probably, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
Every-
Brown
every-
Mark. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Every semester I have people with the same names in my group, so I have to be careful with this.
Yeah.
Start sending him stuff. Sweet.
I know I've done that more than once as well.
Yep. I accidentally switched my phone default settings to sending emails from my BYU I account. So every time I email somebody, I'm sending it from my school email. So when they reply, it goes into my school email. I'm like, what is it? And I forget I did that. I'm like, oh, terrible.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we have to do,
Cool.
guys.
Josh, you want to
Whose
get
turn is
on
it
after
next
this?
time?
Do the survey real quick.
Yeah, we'll go do that last survey too. So,
I guess
Brandon,
he
you'll
says,
send us the link.
yeah.
What was that?
You'll send us the link to the recording for our post.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool.
And I can do a quick summary right now, just to.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
So, we decided to go with a single round investment fund.
After a
Funding
hard fought battle.
after, yeah, a long battle. So we decided on a pre-money valuation of MuMate of $6.5 million, and an investment of $3 million from DuPage, and that would give us a post-money valuation of $9.5 million for MuMate. Our ownership would be 68% for MuMate, 32% for the VC company. And other terms would be a 15% option pool. And then we discussed a 3 board member team with a CEO being appointed by the VC firm. And then 1 VC firm partner, and then 1 common member that we both agree upon. And am I missing something?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that'd be it.
That was a good strategy, faking those other 2 proposals, Josh.
Faking the other.
No, I'm just.
Yeah, that took a lot of work.
I'm just kidding. They were real, man. It's a good strategy.
Well, real for a fake case. I actually feel kind of slighted that this is all fake.
Good job, guys.
Good week.
Yeah, I was telling.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll talk next. Whose turn is it?
Am I up? I think I might be up.
Yeah,
Start-
I think
starting
so.
over
Start
again.
over.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
Sounds
sweet.
good.
Don't forget.
We'll get that link sent out to you.
November 5th, I think time changes for you guys.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Monday morning. Or is it
I don't. Do we want to? Do we want to change the meeting time, or how's that going to work for you guys? Because right now it's 10:40 in Utah and Idaho, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if we do it, because when you guys switch, you'll bump back an hour, and I think you will be on the same time, right, in Arizona?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
So we've been meeting at 8:30 Arizona time, which I'm assuming is 9. Well, I know is 9:30 your time. Is that going to work for you guys, or do you need to
No, that works.
8:30?
Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah.
Jason, what does that do for you?
An hour earlier.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that should.
We can even.
That should be fine. It's just
If it causes too much of a problem, I'm okay going back an hour to meeting at 9:30, but
no, I'm fine. You guys probably do it earlier. That other class we have, Josh, that a group's still trying to establish, and it's like Wednesday or Thursday, but this is stable, so I'm gonna not change this, and they can figure the other thing.
right.
So I'm good if you guys want to do it, the normal time, which is an hour earlier.
Or
For
we could
you,
do it half an hour earlier if you want, if that gives you a little bit more wiggle room.
right? So do it at what? What is that? 8?
Yeah, I'm good with whatever. So
I guess we'll see on Tuesday.
I guess we could always send an email that day and kind of just decide.
Yeah, let's do that.
So.
So,
Okay.
All right. Well, good job, guys.
See you guys later. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Well, thanks, guys.